Mayuresh, stay on with us. Let's quickly talk about this controversy that has been playing out on the sidelines, though. A controversy erupted on polling day over allegations that ink applied on voters' fingers during the BMC elections could be easily wiped off. And this has prompted the Maharashtra State Election Commission to order a probe and also announce that the marker pens will not be used in the upcoming Zilla Parishad elections. Mayuresh continues to stay on with us. Mayuresh, to what level are these allegations true? This is an allegation primarily that's been leveled by the Sena UBT, and they're alleging collusion between the Maharashtra government and the State Election Commission. But has that been proven right? Could that indelible ink easily come off? Have people reported that increasingly?
Absolutely, the people have reported that. They have posted the videos on social media website or social media platforms. But the State Election Commission has outrightly denied it. They said that all those videos are misleading, and this particular ink, it is not that easy that it will go away. Within 15 seconds, the ink gets dried, and during that time, the voter is still in the premises of that particular booth, or he is still completing the process of voting, and that's why it is not that easy to remove that ink. Also, the State Election Commission said that whoever has done that, the person will not be allowed again to vote because that person has already casted the vote. But they have failed to answer that what if someone removes that link and go to other booth and vote on others' name, because there are several instances that even we have come across during the election day, that people, the name of the person was there, but the photograph of the person was not there, and the photograph was there was another photograph of the person. So certainly there is a kind of a mismatch also which we have seen. So certainly the Election Commission, though they have said that or they have refuted these kind of allegations, but there are videos which where we can clearly see that it can be easily removed with the help of a normal sanitizer or any liquid which is available in the market.
That's the clarification that's coming from the State Election Commission. Mayuresh, thank you for that. I do want to bring in Yasha into the conversation, zoom out a little, look at the larger BMC poll result, the exit polls that have come in already. Figures are out. Counting of votes will begin 10 a.m. onwards. Expect a clearer picture around 12 noon or 1 p.m. It's going to be a non-stop coverage here on CNN News 18. Yasha, I do want to understand from you, though, what's changed in terms of the BMC election since 2017. That's when the last BMC polls took place. We're learning, if we were just to go by figures, the voter base in Mumbai has grown by over 12% since 2017. Interestingly, the number of candidates has declined by 25%, which also means this is a solid sign of consolidation among major players. How could that play out overall in results, Yasha?
Absolutely. Now when we speak of 2017, the last election that took place was 2017. Now we're in 2026. It's almost 9 years, a decade. And in a decade, the city has drastically changed. Like we speak of the differences, clearly you spoke of the increase in vote percentage, but the decrease in the number of voters. All of these are important factors, but also what's important is to understand that the voter pattern, or for that matter, the voter demographic that has drastically changed. All this while, of course, we saw the calls of Marathi Manus, but also important to understand is that in the last 10 years, the whole political situation, the political dynamics in the state also changed, and particularly so a lot of issues pertaining to the regional politics that also started playing in the state. In fact, in the last 1.5 years itself, you see the whole issue of Marathi versus Hindi playing out. So all of these were quite a crucial factor to understand and define the BMC polls. Because what's important to understand at this very point is that not only demographic but issues that people would really want, from the corporate also took a drastic turn in the last 1 decade. AQI was not an issue in the 2017 election. It is an issue now. When you speak of commute, today, we saw how the manifestos of all the political parties, they were promising a better commute. We saw the manifesto of Mahayuti, which said there are only 5,000 BST buses, which is where they'll increase the capacity to 10,000 to 12,000 buses. Commute had become a big problem. All of these were crucial issues. Mumbai saw drastic development in the last couple of years. A lot of big infra projects that came up, right from Atal Setu to Coastal Road, to the metro itself. But all of this also had its own questions to be asked. While we, question that in the last 25 years there have been issues, right from potholes to flooding in Mumbai. In the last 4 years itself, also when there was an administrative rule, none of that really seemed to change. And more so, we saw even people from South Mumbai who really did not put question of a flooding or something had also started reporting on these things. So all of these were crucial factors that people would think of before casting their vote. Now here it was more about who had made the promise and who they really believe would deliver. So here now what's important to note is that with the change in dynamics of the political parties in themselves, last election when it took place, it was simply an undivided Shiv Sena with BJP, which was contesting that election. They were in alliance, but of course, with the Sena calling the shots in BMC always, despite being short of 2 seats, they had their mayor there. Now the equation seems to have changed in a way that there are 2 Shiv Senas, there are 2 NCPs. So here, even with the kind of a voter equations that we understand, it's also to understand that voter equation with these political parties, because 2 NCPs, 2 Shiv Senas, 1 BJP, Congress and other allied parties as well. So all of this have in fact changed the
And
whole
the
narrative
split,
of BMC elections this time
At
around.
least given
Yes.
the Vidhan Sabha victory of the BJP-led Mahayuti, it gives an advantage in terms of a proper structure to the Mahayuti alliance, but there's also a re-energized Mahavikas Aghadi with the Thackeray brothers reuniting. So who's going to outweigh, which advantage is going to outweigh the other remains to be seen. Counting of vote begins at 10 a.m. It's a non-stop rolling coverage here on CNN News 18. We'll be right back after a very short break. Keep watching.